Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be reviewing Brightside Therapy, which has become one of the most widely used online therapy services. And the need for therapy is definitely on the rise because these days people are under a lot of stress, and it's not just common to one personality type or a specific demographic. Really, it's everywhere you look. And even if someone looks perfectly fine on the outside, you never really know what they're going through. Now, I'm making this video because that really was me. For the longest time, I thought that I could figure my problems out completely on my own, and I was kind of ashamed if I ever had to ask anyone for help. But I definitely hit a low point, and I was going through a really dark time when I lost my job. Then my friend, who I would have never expected to be in therapy, suggested that I try online therapy, and he went on about how much it helped him with his own issues and how much better he was feeling because of it. So I decided to give it a shot, and thankfully I've been meeting with a therapist now for about a year, and I feel like a giant weight's been lifted off me. And when I initially did my research, I looked into a bunch of different online therapy platforms, and I ended up choosing Brightside. So I decided to make this video to discuss why I chose them, what Brightside offers, and some drawbacks that I found after using them for about a year, so that by the end of this video you'll know if they're the right therapy platform for you or not. And just to put it out there, when I signed on, I managed to find a special link for Brightside, which automatically applied a discount that I wouldn't have been able to get had I gone straight to their website. So if at any point you decide that you want to try them out, I'll leave that link for you down in the description. But before we get into how they work, here's some of the things that Brightside says that they specialize in: anxiety, depression, panic disorder, phobias, social anxiety disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress, seasonal affective disorder or SAD, postpartum depression, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, and insomnia. But Brightside doesn't treat specific, more serious cases that they feel are better suited for in-person care, like high-risk self-harm behaviors, psychosis, severe substance abuse problems, medically unstable eating disorders, and things of that nature. It's also important to note that Brightside does not prescribe controlled substances. Now, they provide two kinds of healthcare: psychiatry and therapy. And with psychiatric care, they'll have you take an assessment to answer a few questions about yourself to help them evaluate you and your situation. Then they'll match you with a psychiatrist for a video assessment to be able to assess you further. During the session, you can share your symptoms and anything else about yourself that you think is important for your treatment. The session lasts about half an hour, and then they'll come up with a care plan for you. The care plan may or may not include online therapy as well as self-care strategies. Then they'll have you schedule follow-up appointments to stay on top of your progress and to make any changes to your care plan if need be. Then there's the therapy aspect. Similar to the psychiatric plan, you'll take an assessment first so that they can understand what type of treatment might be best suited for you and which therapist might best suit you. Then you'll get matched with a licensed therapist who will meet with you over video every week. A great feature that they offer is unlimited messaging with your therapist outside of your weekly session. Of course, they probably won't be able to message you back right away, but it's great to be able to share what you're going through in the moment. And they also offer self-paced audio lessons and practice exercises, which, if you practice them, actually help you build habits to overcome your depression and anxiety. Then you'll be asked to report back on what's working well for you and what you might want to focus more on during your next session. And when it comes to the qualifications of the Brightside team, they have psychiatrists, doctors, psychiatric nurse practitioners, and therapists who are all completely certified and qualified, have years of experience, and have current unrestricted licenses to practice in whatever state that you live in. They follow all the same high clinical standards, rules, and regulations as in-person therapy. And they have a clinical advisory board of industry experts from top universities like Stanford and Yale who oversee their clinical policies and operations. All right, so when it comes to pricing, Brightside is actually surprisingly affordable. It was actually much less than what I expected. The psychiatry plan costs $95 a month, plus a pharmacy copay if you have insurance and need medications. And the therapy plan, which is the one that I got, costs just under $300 per month for 4 45-minute video sessions, as well as unlimited messaging with your therapist, who will basically guide you through a personalized program, which means that you get 3 hours of therapy per month and unlimited messaging for about $300, which is definitely within the going rate and maybe even a little lower than the going therapy rate. And you can even opt for more sessions with your therapist, of course, and those cost $59 per additional session. And lastly, you can can combine both the psychiatry and the therapy plans, which cost just under $350 a month, which means that if you combine them, you'll end up saving about $50 a month. Brightside also accepts insurance. Cigna is available in all states except Minnesota. Aetna and Allegiance are both available nationwide. Anthem can be used in California, and United Health is only available in some states. But it's also important to note that Brightside may not accept all the plans that each health insurance company offers, so I just recommend going right to their website to check if you're covered or not. And Brightside has a crisis care telehealth program that's specifically designed for people with self-harm tendencies, including those who are actively thinking about it, have had a recent attempt, as well as those in need of follow-up care after hospitalization. The program is handled by a group of extremely highly trained clinicians who have one-on-one weekly video sessions, online check-ins, messaging, and are available 24/7 for call support for patients who are really struggling. Okay, so we just went over a lot of great things about Brightside, but I want to be completely honest so you can make a proper decision. So I'm going to go over some drawbacks that I found while using them as well. In terms of the technical side, I have experienced some glitches on the website, which led my therapist to have to reschedule our session. They did reschedule it for free, of course, but it was a bit of a letdown. Another potential downside is not having your therapist information anywhere on the website. They do end up letting you read your matched therapist's bio, but only after the system matches you guys up. And for a lot of people, therapy is really personal, and not knowing who you're going to talk to before you talk to them can be kind of unsettling. But other than that, Brightside has a lot of positives. They're well known for having some of the most highly qualified therapists out there. Their website is really easy to work with and looks really professional. And aside from that one glitch that I mentioned before, it's worked perfectly for me. And a huge positive, in my opinion, is that you can message your therapist outside of your scheduled sessions in case you have something to clarify, or if you don't want to forget to bring something up during your next session. And it's also more affordable than traditional in-person therapy because online therapists have much fewer overhead costs. The price is actually pretty reasonable when compared to other companies in the space as well. But in the end, whether Brightside is the right choice for you depends on you. But if you ask me, they've got highly qualified therapists, a user-friendly website, and reasonable pricing, which makes them a really good option that I personally recommend. So if you want the convenience of being able to sit right at home, the standard of highly qualified therapist, and affordability in your mental health care, Brightside is certainly a top contender and maybe the way to go for you. All right, so that's going to be it for today. I really hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, hit that like button and subscribe for more. And like I mentioned before, if you want to try Brightside out, check out the link in the description to get that discount that I mentioned before that you won't be able to get if you went straight to their website. Also, feel free to leave any questions in the comments below, and I'll do my best to try and answer them as quickly as possible. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.